Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Futures Morning Leap session for Wednesday, February the 10th, 2016. My name is Doug McKay. I am the founder and head moderator of Quantum Leap. Each morning we come together in these live sessions to take a look at the market, macro from micro, macro to micro, take a look at the structure of the market, determine where our trade levels are going to be, what our main hypotheses are for the day. This is a subscription room, so if you're interested in coming in and checking us out, we do these live sessions each morning, and then we do live trading and analysis during the course of the day. I'll put up my contact information in just 1 second. Before I do, please read through the disclaimer. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own due diligence, your own trade plan, and your own risk metrics. If you want to get a hold of me, send me an email at quantumleapfutures@gmail.com or give me a call, 647-545-8065. You will need a Skype account. We run our live chat through a Skype. It's quick to open a Skype account. Send me a contact request at Doug_McKay. I'll be the one from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And then if you like this video, there's tons of them, over 300 days on YouTube. And you can do a search for Quantum Leap Futures. If you like what I do, please follow me at Crazy2 on Twitter. All right, so yesterday we were looking for rotation with an upside biased, and possibly if we got below the 24.75, which is the value area high of the next balance area below, that we could get a move down into the 18 and the 1818 or 1810.75, 1811 area. We opened auction just in range. They came down and took out the overnight low, and then they reversed it. So we had an open rejection reverse. Took it right up to testing the breakout to the upside. We took out the naked VPOC and the naked close, and then the sellers rotated it back down, and then they just sort of chopped it inside of range yesterday, and then we had a late afternoon probe up to our other key line in the sand, which is the microcomposite value area low from the balance that we fell out of. And then sellers stepped in, and we closed, basically right at value area high from the prior day, just above it and inside of value. Great FUBAR Mr. Sneaky. FUBAR Mr. Sneakies are showing up quite readily. Last night there was a beautiful one again. I'll show you in a minute. There's a nice FUBAR Mr. Sneaky right here as well. So they're really in play right now with this volatility, so keep an eye out on them. Taking a look at the news, we already had the statement put out by Yellen, but we do have news at 10 o'clock with her testifying, and then crude inventory at 10:30. 10-year bond auction at 1, and then we have the federal budget balance at 2 p.m. all times Eastern. I like to start my day always with a basic chart with a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. I'm simply looking and taking a look from the month down where we are within the trend and where we violated or challenging a trend. We had this beautiful trend up. We violated it. We're currently trading below the 9 and the 20, so we do have a possibility of a downward trend starting on the monthly. On the weekly, we've got slope and separation to the downside. We closed that technical gap and rejected the 9, and now we're getting continuation, so the downtrend continues and accelerates to the downside on the weekly. On the daily, we tried to violate the downward trend that we had, and then they, they chopped around here, and then they finally failed again, and we're starting to get slope and separation to the downside yet again. So we are seeing some continuation patterns showing up here on the daily. On the 4-hour, we've had this strong trend down the last 2 days, consolidation down here, and now we're trading back above the 9 and the 20. So we are challenging the downward trend. We are losing slope and separation to the downside, so possibly a momentum change coming on the smaller time frames. And then on the 1 hour, you can see we do have a upward trend starting here. We have technical gap. They came back, closed this technical gap on the release of the news, and so far they're holding it. And we have a possible continuation trend up on the 1 hour. On the 30-minute, we are challenging the trend right now. We had good slope and separation. Then on that news, they came back and were inside the 9 and the 20 and possibly challenging the upward trend. On the 15-minute, we do have a close below the 9 and the 20. We've lost slope and separation. We're getting a possible change in the trend, but this is still early in the game. And then on the 5-minute, you see that this is definitely starting a downward trend right now. We came up and rejected the 20 SMA and back below the 9, and we're getting slope and separation. So we are seeing some weakness coming into the market. What's amazing is, I was trading last night, another good night, but I'm surprised that when we got down here, we have this quad bottom down at 38.50, and this was I got into a losing trade on this particular. This is a very weak low. And at the time, the VPOC was down here at 1840, so I was surprised that it actually held. I did want to point out that. I posted in the room. We had a Globex gap again. You can see we opened up in the Globex. We gapped. I shorted 51.75. I posted it that I was going to do it, and we got the run back to the VWAP, and they didn't fill the gap. And then they spiked it. We had a beautiful FUBAR, Mr. Sneaky, that led the way down to fill the gap and continue on and go and put that quad low in at 38.50. And I got this one, and I got this one, and then I gave a bunch back because I stayed short, thinking that 38.50. Marvin, said that 43.25, 43.75, I think he posted, was a danger zone, and I ended up getting out at 44, right here to be exact. It was just, weak low. So we have a weak low overnight. We also have a weak high. So this should be an interesting day. So let's go take a look at the big picture. So here's the balance that we've been in, and we've tested below it. We came down into this next balance. This is the value area high, microcomposite value area high at the 24.50 level, and then the value area low with the VPOC, microcomposite VPOC here at 11.25. And we came down, we found buyers down here, and then they rotated it back up, got inside of this balance area, chopped around, fell out of balance, gapped down, tested the value area high of this microcomposite down here. This goes all the way back to the last time we came down here, and sorry, all the way back right here. Anyway, we held. We dipped down, got to the 2175, but we didn't close inside of it, and put in a hammer. We put this hammer, dragonfly, doji, hammer, all the same thing. And then we basically got stuck in the wick most of yesterday with a late day probe that failed at the value area low at 64, 65 area, and closed back inside. Overnight, we've rallied after coming down to test the lower side of this value area, and so we've now accepted price at 48. We filled in that 48.75 key line in the sand in doing it. That shifts down to 45.50. But now we're up, and we're trying to get back inside of the value area of this distribution zone, and this has still got a lot of repair to do up here. So key line in the sand for me I'm going to use today is the 59.50. Below that, I think we come out, we auction this wick some more down here with a move back towards 57 and possibly all the way down to 48. The next key line in the sand for me is going to be the 45.50. This one, if that doesn't hold, then I think we get a bigger move back and we get some more downward action. So 59.50 is kind of a warning line, and expect to come in and chop down in between the 57.50 and the 48. But if we fail below the 45, I'd be looking for a much bigger move down and probably a trip right through yesterday's range. If we can hold 59.50 or come down to the 55.75 and bounce, or we get back inside of the value area low, it looks like it's shifted to 60.75 now. It was 64 yesterday. Then I would expect the move up to continue and a move up towards this gap fill. Take out of the overnight high at 72 and come up and fill this gap at 75. And then I think we just chop around in here between the 70 area, 67.25 area, up into the 86.75. So taking a look at the overnight, again pulling our numbers over. Where'd my Globex chart go? I seem to have lost my Globex. Where did I put it? There it is. So our overnight high is 72. We have the naked gap at 75. Our overnight low is 38.50. Two ticks above our value area low. Our VPOC isn't going to change. It's at 1866. And we did have somewhat of a double, you can call it a triple distribution overnight. I'm going to be using this 58.75 down to 58.50, which is basically, I'm going to use this whole area between 58.75 and the IB high at 56. I really want to wait until we get inside of the IB, and then I'd be looking for a move down to test the 52 and a quarter. And then down here, we've got 45, 75. It's right near our floor pivot and our midpoint and our VWAP from yesterday. So that's going to be a trade area for me. And that's about all the information I need from the overnight chart. So based on our 20-day period weekly, our upside ATR weekly target is still up here at 96.50. That doesn't change. Our weekly ATR downside target remains at 1809.75. Our daily ATR is running 48.88. So based on the overnight high and overnight low, our daily downside ATR is at 23 and a quarter, and our daily upside is at 87.50. So you can see we've got range capabilities up into this area up here, and our current micro composite VPOC from that balance area is still at that 1890. So we still have capabilities of getting there. So the 59.50 is going to be our warning line. And then 52 gives us a move down to take out the naked close and the naked VPOC and test the VWAP. Below the VWAP, I would be targeting the overnight low and the value area low. And then below that, look for the CPR, change percentage of range target at 30.75, a test of the 25.75, and then below that, we've got the 24.75, but our daily ATR target is 23. I'm going to use the range low down here at 21.75 on the 2-day micro composite and Monday's low, and that's going to be my next key line in the sand. And you could use the 24.75, but I think you got to look at the low. And then below that, I'd be targeting the 18. And the 11, the 10.75, 11 area, this right here, and then that is our weekly ATR target down there. And then all the levels below all remain the same that we've been talking about. But I don't think we're going to get down there today. If we dip in and hold and then get back above the line in the warning line, I'd be looking for a move up into the 63.75 and a move to break out of range, and then I'd be targeting the overnight VPOC at 66. 67 and a quarter will be our first target above range and above value, but the main target, especially if we leave the overnight low alone, is going to be up here at 72 and 75, with a little bit of resistance coming in at the 78.75. In fact, I'm going to move this up to 81.50. because I think if we get up here, they'll push and take out the naked VPOC at 80. And then our daily upside ATR target is 87.50. Our next big target above is that microcomposite magnet at the 90. Our weekly ATR target at 96.50, 97, and then I'd be, if we get above this 97.75, I'd be looking for a move up into the 05, 07.75. It's going to be very choppy. I put an article in the room this morning, and even the big boys at Goldman are complaining about the market and how volatile and how choppy, and it's not good chop. It's they're calling it bad chop. So when they're whining that it's a tough environment. We're in a tough trading environment, and we're lucky to have a room like this and have each other to put our heads together and try to find ways to take chunks out of this market. Gold has fallen back. We expected sellers to step in here at the 1260, 1240 area. We've come back. We're in balance, and with the value area low at 1186.70. Our VPOC is at 1193 area. We're chopping right around this little distribution centered around this 1190. I'd watch the 1185. If we get below the 1185 level, then we're likely to we're going to be outside of value that we're trying to hold, outside of balance, and I'd be looking for a move down to the 50% of this breakout candle, which is basically going to put you at the low on the day so far, and a test down here at 1180. Anything below 1180, I'd be looking for a move back into the price where they accepted value just after the breakout, or just before the breakout, I should say, at 1173.70. If we get above the 1190, 340 area, look for them to push up into the 1200 again and test the value area high at 1199. What was it, 1199 even, 1199 even. I don't think we're going to get away from the 1200 very quickly after making the trip, but it would be nothing for us to come down into the low 70s and rally back from there. Quick look at where we are in the Keltner. You can see that we are getting some weakness. We're getting possible Keltner line walk and continuation. Watch this next Renko bar. If we put in the Renko reversal, which we just did, and then this closes below, look for continuation. Down into that 52 area. If we get a double Renko reversal, I think they'll come back up and test the 61 level again. Didn't I have a level at 61? I thought I did. I guess I did not. Well, we got the value area at 60.50. No, I like everything. That's the way it's set up. So just be careful today. You got Yellen speaking, testifying today. The market's going to react off of all kinds of things. It's looking for an excuse to do something. So just be careful out there, especially when we get to 10 o'clock area. Anyway, that's going to complete our pre-market session. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.